I really don't know how I've not done a Nintendo magazine for my channel. Right, so this is N-Force, the unofficial action mag for Nintendo game fiends. So this is issue number 1, July 1992. Amazing first issue offer, only 99p. Best of British, check out the latest SNES gen. Win a fantastic T2 trip for 2 to New York with acclaim. Stitch that, let the violence flood with Street Fighter 2 exclusive. So plus the first SNES looks at Krusty's, Turtle 4, Mystical Ninja, Zelda, Pit Fighter, NES thrills with Bart v The World and Dizzy, Game Boy, Addams Family, Centipede and Battletoads, tips galore in Aces High, USA News with the Yank Tank. Yeah, it's good artwork that. Right, mail order hotlines with Terminator with an analog phone. Mega Drive, special offer. Warning, you'll be crazy to buy your games elsewhere. So they've got the Japanese Mega Drive there, including any game valued up to $34.99. That's $124.99. That's a good price, that. I've got that Japanese Mega Drive. It's a gorgeous console, that. Arcade Power Stick, the Game Gear, the official UK Super Nintendo, $149.99. The NES Laser Scope, the amazing voice-activated firing system, $19.99, works with any Nintendo Zapper game. Ring now for a complete Nintendo catalogue, including free up to £4 voucher. We never did anything mail order. One of my friends did something mail order, but it didn't go too well. So my mum and dad, they never did it ever. They just didn't trust it. Let's have a look. Contents. The complete solution for Nintendo fiends lineup. So you got regular Street Fighter 2 SNES. At last, the long-awaited conversion of this classic coin-op fights its way onto the SNES with more violence, mauling and arse-kicking than you've ever dreamed of. Check out our exclusive look on page 12. The Super Scope. That's a good scope, is that? It's really accurate as well. Dizzy. The Yank Tank. Yeah, if you want to read it, just pause it. Bits and bobs, because I am not the best reader. All you ever wanted to know about a choice few Nintendo peripherals, but never dared to ask, including the amazing hands-free U-Force. That looks like, remember electronic battleships? That was brilliant, that. My mate had that. I used to play it all the time with him. The Fab Poster, a fab-free thing to slap on your wall, courtesy of the man what does the pics. So we've got the N-Force reviews in full, the Super NES, Castlevania 4, Contra Spirits, Krusty's Super Fun House, Lemmings, Mystical Ninja. On the NES we've got Bart vs. the World, Big Nose, Caveman Ninja, and Dizzy. On the Game Boy, we've got Addams Family, Bab's Big Break, Battletoads, and Beetlejuice. Meet the Gang of Earth 3. Introduced. A force to reckon with. Chill out, game fiends, cause here's the nutters in the know. So they must be the editors, yeah? Marshall, he's the one that goes everywhere. He's a lucky one. It must be a dream. So Lawnmower Man, good film that. Sex Lies Video Games. Okay, Flymore fiends, put down your rakes. Stop your snipping and pruning. It's time to hear the story behind the greatest green-fingered giveaway since Percy threw his car boot sale down in Blue Peter's sunken garden. I'll tell you something, they like that word fiends, don't they? Right, big news for SNES fiends. Right, rentals face of the future. Wired for Sound. Atlantic 252. Best music variety. So news, a fairy's tale. Guns garbage. Announcement. Hot stuff. All Nintendo owners who turned the Club Nintendo card they got with their machine will no doubt be aware of the great Nintendo hotline. But did you know that it has now been updated and improved to include help and advice on the SNES? So this is the 6th International Computer Show. It's showtime. Want to see the latest and greatest in computer console world? Yeah, I never did anything like that. That'll be worth for all the new stuff, won't it? So you got the rating system here. Reviewed Street Fighter 2. Being mean, fighting dirty, and never showing any mercy. Marshall and the latest from Capcom have a lot in common. No pansies allowed. A nice piece of work with well-defined graphics. Guile faces up to a nasty piece of work called Balrog. Originally called M. Bison. But they had to change it over because of copyright law. So in Japan it's still called M. Bison. And M. Bison were called Balrog. But yeah, it's Mike Tyson. It were based off Mike Tyson. 100%. Brilliant game. Guile gets it from Blanca. Yeah, the pictures aren't the best. I mean, they do look composite for a start. And the contrast is really... It looks quite low, to be honest. But I've tried sorting it out on that side. But we'll see. But the writing should be alright. Everything should be there to see. Now, who do you battle? There's Ken, E. Hondo, Blanca, Dalsim, Ryu, Guile, and Chun-Li. Spent many hours on that game. Many of hours. Soccer at its best. Kickoff. Yeah, I weren't a massive fan of football games, but I used to love penalties, like International Superstar Soccer. There was Sene and FIFA. What else were there? European Club Soccer. Power Soccer for PlayStation. That was good as well. But yeah, I don't really like watching it, but I like playing it. Well, I used to like playing it. I used to be a goalkeeper. Taking aim with the Super Scope. I'll tell you something, the Super Scope is very, very accurate. I really like the Super Scope. I did a video on it, and I found out that were the hardest one. I think it's the Tetris one. But that were good. That were one of my favourite ones. That blast them all in a hole. Yeah, Marshall decided to upgrade his weapon, but found there's a lot more to handling a bigger piece than meets the eye. Firstly, which shoulder did he sling it over? Yeah, it's a really good peripheral, is that, Super Scope. Win the T2, it's worth £4,000. £4,000 for that arcade machine. It's probably still that now. Actually, no, it'd be worth more, won't it? It'd be double that now. Win mountain bikes, that's a mad frame. I've never seen that frame before. See, what's doing my head in now on internet is AI pictures. They are doing my nutting. It's like if I were to see that picture on Facebook, that mountain bike, I'd say, yeah, that's well AI. That's an AI picture. And everything's AI. It's like 85% of Facebook is AI. And it's quite scary. Right, so let's have a look. Win 10 wrestling videos. Go for it. So you got your WWF. I used to love that when I was younger as well. Ultimate Warrior were my favourite. And then Hulk Hogan. And then Big Boss Man. Bushwhackers, used to love them. Legion of Doom as well, used to love them. British Bulldog. Roddy Piper. Sergeant Slaughter. Man. It goes back some years, them. My friend used to have them rollerblades. Lawnmower Man. Stephen King. I never knew Stephen King did Lawnmower Man. Stephen King's Lawnmower Man. I've only played the 3D stage of the game where he's flying through. It's really good. It's really good, that stage. So they're still on about the blaster. The Super Scope. That's a good stage with graphics. The graphics are brilliant. Help a London child and win the Toy of the Year. Super NES from Nintendo. Win, what were it? 50 fabulous Nintendo systems to be won. So what you've got to do, you've got to, in 20 words or less, tell us why you would choose Nintendo. And 2, what game system do you currently own? Yeah, you get a postcard at the end of the book, the magazine. Well, kind of staple to the magazine. The chance to win an unbelievably fantastic trip for 2 to New York. So there's your questions. Number 1, an apple a day keeps. And you've got to say, is it A, your nasal hair, B, the doctor away, or C, repeating on you? Honestly. So it's a doctor away, innit? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. The second question, apart from T2, Arnold Schwarzenegger starred in A, Kindergarten Cop, B, Andy Pandy, or C, King Kong? A, Kindergarten Cop. Who sang New York, New York? A, Frank Sinatra, B, Kermit the Frog, or C, Alexandra Bell? I'd have to say Frank Sinatra, but I don't know 100%. I don't know who Alexandra Bell is. Right, Enrollment Day. Man cannot live on bread alone to survive. As a human being, he needs Enforce. Yeah, I never did any subscriptions when I was younger either. I think you got quite a few... used to get binders and stuff like that. And used to get the magazine a week earlier, maybe. And it was cheaper as well. Yeah, that Game Boy. For more sound. Mad. Carry case. But Game Boy, £9.95. T-shirts. The Yank Tank. Hi dudes, here's the lowdown on the latest, brightest, best and biggest gossip from across the water. Top rated secrets for your delight from the good old US of A. By the king of consoles, the one and only Marshall. So raining cats and dogs. An ugly little chihuahua prone to excitability and anger, and a cat with a penchant for watching TV while rolling in kitty litter. Ren and Stimpy. It was a funny cartoon. It was crude, very crude, and very cruel in some parts. But it was funny. It was funny. Some of it were anyway. Rub that lamp. The genie is on its way to the UK. So how about some new codes to play with? I do have the Game Genie for the Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo. Yeah, I've got them for both. I haven't got the code book for the Super Nintendo one though. Grab a console bargain at the 6th International Computer Show. Incorporating the 16-bit computer show, Amiga Computing, Atari ST User, Shareware and Europress. 10th to the 12th of July 1992. Next page. The Essential Magazine for your Game Boy. Game Boy Action, June 1992. Win 20 Super NESes worth £3,000. Why would you want 20 Super NESes? So Game Boy. Never even knew that magazine existed. I never even seen it. Game Boy Action. Launch issue out now. Special introductory price 99p. Every official Game Boy game reviewed in your free Game Boy Action supplement. Featured acclaims Larry Sparks reckons they will become a force in the land. Critical acclaim. The SNES is a far superior machine to the Mega Drive. The SNES, I'll give you a good example of SNES. I love the Super Nintendo, don't get me wrong, but I'd have to put the Sega Mega Drive just above it. Because it was more aimed at adults, it had more violent games, and the slowdown is on... Ghouls and Ghosts is a great example. Ghouls and Ghosts has no slowdown on the Mega Drive version at all. I've completed it properly, and there's no slowdown on it. Mike Matei were playing the Mega Drive version on James Rolfe's video, and both of them were surprised that there were no slowdown, because on the Super Nintendo of Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, Dai Makamura, I have it on the Japanese, the Super Famicom, and the slowdown is horrendous. It's like playing... Do you remember VHS and you had the slow motion button and it'd be like really slow, like, or it must be 10 frames a second. It's unplayable for me, but I couldn't play it. So yeah, the SNES is a far superior machine to the Mega Drive. I'd have to give it to Mega Drive, and I own both. And I owned both. And I hammered both. But the Mega Drive took it for me. I mean, the SNES had excellent graphics, excellent sound. They were both excellent in their own way. You know, but to me, it'd have to be Sega, Mega Drive. Bits and bobs. Everyone wants to make playing games easier for you. Or perhaps they're so hard you need help. Here are 2 very different gadgets to take the Nintendo fiend's fancy. Right, so called the UFO, it's described as a powerful field controller for the NES games machine. What it is, in fact, is a cross between a joypad, joystick, and a trouser press. Right, so UFO opens up like a laptop computer and has a lead which plugs into the joypad port. Then you control the game through it with a number of power fields, translating movement into directional commands. Wow. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually, that. So cheats and tips, console concepts, your gangway gadget. Yeah, that's the NES game, Genie. The Neo Geo, only £265 for a Neo Geo. I never knew that. I didn't know anybody that had a Neo Geo. I didn't even know what a Neo Geo was until I was in my 30s. Aces High. Who Framed Roger Rabbit? So these are your tips and cheats. Nintendo World Cup. Batman 2 Return of the Joker. Super Formation Soccer. That penalty. The penalties look good. Nobody could beat me at penalties. Nobody could beat me at penalties. Super Tennis. Yeah, we played that quite a lot. That was a good game. Mario 3. The only Mario we completed was Super Mario World. Properly. I don't think we completed any others. Not as I remember, anyway. Because we hammered, like, Mario All-Stars. I mean, we hammered it until we... I remember this certain part we were on. Must have been on it for 3 hours and we still couldn't do it. This is one bit. 3 hours. And we still couldn't do it. So we hammered it. Super Smash TV. Never played that on SNES. I played it on Mega Drive, I think. Smash TV. I couldn't really rate it. I'm not so keen on them type of games. My brother loved it, though. Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly. I never even heard of that game. Lemmings. Double Dragon 2. Bill and Ted's Excellent Game Boy Adventure. That looks quite good, actually. I love the Game Boy colour and graphics. I mean, obviously it's not yellow, but, you know, the colour, like the Terminator 2, the graphics are just so charming, aren't they? Game Boy. The Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy. I didn't even know that were off at NES. Prince of Persia, Robocop. Okay, it's time for all you game freaks to quit waggling your joysticks and listen up. This is your chance to get your name in the world's most Fabaroonie console mag. If you think you've discovered loads of mind-blowing tips and cheats, then what you waiting for? Send them in. Star Wars. Look at that. Oh, what an awful tie. Tell you something, that stage on Super Star Wars would have blown our brains out when we were younger. And we never got to that stage. We couldn't even get past the Sandcrawler. It was so hard. It's so hard. I mean, we're only like 11 years old, but I wonder what it's like now. I might go and play it again, actually. Super Star Wars, what a game. Brilliant, brilliant graphics, brilliant sound. Honestly, brilliant, but it was tough. It was really, really hard. The Simpsons, Boy versus the World. This is on the Boy. I'd say that's on the NES, not the Boy. So it got 73%. Wow, unlock the future now with the Game Key. The Game Key is here to unlock your NES. Now play up to 300 new NES games from the USA with the Game Key adapter. Exclusive in the UK for all for $24.99. So I think that Game Key is where you can play games from America on your UK console, and same with Japanese, I suppose. I used to have the Honeybee. It was like a gold cart, and it were a Honeybee one. Krusty's Super Fun House. My mate's mum used to play this all day. We used to come home from school. We had a tea, and then we'd go to my friend's house, and his mum would be like, yeah, I did this stage today, I did this stage, and she'd write them all down at passwords, and she'd have them all write down, and she was so impressed with herself. Bless her. Yeah. My mate's mum, Liz. We were good. We all played it together. You know, we all sat there for hours drinking brews and just playing games. It was brilliant. And that's your poster. Allowed. Game Fiends only. Good artwork, that. I really like that artwork. I really do like that artwork. Reviewed Pit Fighter. I never played that on the SNES. I only played it on Mega Drive and it were awful. So this got 36%. Centipede on the boy, that got 75%. Zelda, Link to the Past. Now this is a class game. I only got to... I got to kind of like a pyramid like that, and I got a mirror, and I got to Dark World, and after that I was lost. I got a clue where to go after that. I even had the map and everything. It was a good game. I spent a lot of hours on Zelda. Excellent music, excellent graphics. The sound effects are incredible on SNES. The sound effects are so good. Yeah, I'm sure that's where you went into Dark World, and I just didn't know where to go, what to do, and I just give up. I mean, I were young. I were very young. I was only about 9 or 10 playing that. But the memories are brilliant. The Addams Family on the boy. So that got 81%. Like I said, look at them graphics. They're absolutely brilliant. The sprites, just the black and green. Well, they're brilliant. Big Nose, the Caveman. Never even heard of it. 82%. That's not a bad score. Another one on the boy. This is the Virtua Boy. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Look at that. That looks really good. I really want to emulate these, the Virtua Boy and the Game Boy. I'm going to see... I mean, I've still got my Game Boy down there. I've got 3. I want to emulate this, the Virtua Boy. It looks brilliant. I mean, my favourite colour is red anyway. So, win a Super NES. Answer our simple games questions and have your choice of one of these great machines plus 10 top games of your choice free. Yeah, Terminator 2, 83%. Looks good. It looks good. What's this? The Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy on the NES. It actually looks really colourful and good. Sprites look really good on it. Tough game. I couldn't do Dizzy. Never. 90%. So what's this one? Boy, Star Trek 25th Anniversary. Look at them graphics. Why is it so green? That's really bad. They've got the contrast turned right down there, haven't they, on that? So this got 46% Star Trek. What's another one? Another one on the Virtua Boy. Babs Big's Break. I can't even say it. 90% that got. So it's Tiny Toons, yeah, Tiny Toon Adventures. They always did do good sprites, didn't they, Tiny Toon games? It looks good. I didn't even know they did a Tiny Toon games on Virtua Boy. I thought they only did about 8 games, didn't they? 7 or 8 games on Virtua Boy. Let's have a look. Nintendo Top 10. Super Mario 2. Stealth ATF. Bubble Bobble. Bayou Billy. Kickoff. Nintendo NES. Solstice. Tetris. Dr. Mario. Gauntlet 2 and Top Gun 2. Mega Drive games. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 4. Turtles in Time. I didn't even know this game existed when I was younger. I think I was about 30 years old when I knew this were out. I didn't even know it were out. Nobody had it. We didn't even see it in the magazines either. Because we didn't get all the magazines, and sometimes we did miss them, you know. But yeah, we never even knew this game existed. I would have gone mental at my mum and dad for this if I would have known that it existed. Animation's awesome, and the frame rate is stunning. The lads tune in for another edition of Neighbours Below. Alright, no, it's below. The turtles go underground for a spot of saving the world, conquering evil, and all that heroic stuff. Sorry. Yeah, so I'm not the best reader, but yeah, we would have died if we would have seen this when we were younger. I mean, we had Turtles Tournament Fighters. Used to love that. That were amazing as well. Fell out a lot over that game. Same with Mario Kart. We fell out a lot on that as well. Honestly, and Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter 2 would have to be the worst one we fell out over. And then it'd be Mario Kart, and then Turtles. But yeah, we'd fall out every weekend on it. Like, there were three of us, like, good friends, and every one of we'd always fall out. But we'd always be friends. We're friends now, obviously. Beetlejuice on the boy, like 86%. I mean, that's blue. Why is that blue? 86%. Caveman Ninja. 77%. I mean, graphics look alright. SNES Super Smash TV. 91%. And our star prize tonight, a luxurious vacation. It's a knockout. Bingo! I think I remember it. He used to say all that, didn't he? Bullseye. And what was that he used to say? I'd buy that for $1. Is that not him? Is that he? Does he say that as well? Well, 91%. Yeah, not a bad score. On the boy, Battletoads. The graphics are brilliant. The sprites are brilliant. 86%. And Hook on the NES. This got 73%. Yeah, I've never really played any of Battletoads ever on any console. I think it's on MAME, on arcade, weren't it? I think it's on arcade. It's supposed to be a really good game. So what's this? SNES WWF Super WrestleMania. Come on, you wimp, get back in the ring quick. Macho Man Randy Savage is running scared from the typhoon. It looks brilliant. Press B while your opponent's down for a windpipe crushing neck chop. Nasty. It'll be a long time before you get bored. I used to love WWF. 90%. Reviewed NES Dragon's Lair. Even that looks good. I've got to admit, the Dragon's Lair on NES, the sprites look really good. I don't know how it handles though. I only got 86%. That's good, is that? 86%. On the Game Boy is Prince of Persia. That's got to be the Virtua Boy, on it. That 87%. Yeah, I'm rubbish at Prince of Persia. Rubbish at them. I love looking at them and Another World and Flashback. I love how they look, but I'm just useless at them. I always have been, and I probably always will be. But I really do appreciate what they can do. You know, the animation, movements. You know, I just wish I could play them. Yeah, Prince of Persia. What's this one on the boy? Gradius, the Interstellar Assault. 83%. Watch out for the asteroids or it's a quick trip to the galactic graveyard. On the SNES Super Off-Road. Never played Super Off-Road. The closest we got to playing Super Off-Road would have been Micro Machines. And that was so much fun. Brilliant game, Micro Machines. So Super Off-Road, 51%. Yeah, it's not so good. SNES, what's this? This is The Legend of the Mystical Ninja. 95%. Never even heard of it. Highly playable as one player, but wicked with two. I've never even seen it. I've never even heard of it. Mystical Ninja. 95%. Have you ever heard of it? Mystical Ninja. The Legend of. Looks good. Graphics look nice. Sprites. That looks good. NES Trog. On the 8th day, God made Trog, a one-eyed, two-toothed, brain-dead caveman. You won't find it mentioned in the Old Testament, but according to Ace, it definitely happened. So Trog. 88%. It looks abysmal. It looks really bad. But I don't know. I mean, it's not really selling it with them pictures, is it? Unless it's a type of Bomberman game. I mean, I love Bomberman. Brilliant game, Bomberman. Jordan vs. Bird on the Game Boy. 72%. That looks actually quite good. That looks good, like a one-on-one, that. That looks good. But a bit disappointing. Well, it got 72%. Contra Spirits. 92%. So what were this called when it came out? Alien Wars. Rebel... What were it called? I can't remember what it's called. Rebel Wars? Alien... I can't remember what it's called. I mean, it's called Probotector on Mega Drive. and Contra. I can't remember what it's called on Super Nintendo. Oh no. Rebel Wise? It's going to do my head in now, that. But yeah, 92%, excellent game. I'd have to say... Oh, I don't know, because they're all kind of the best in their own way. I can't say one's better than the other. You know, for Mega Drive or the Super Nintendo, because they're both excellent games. Music, graphics, characters, the bosses, the colours, sound effects, brilliant. Not worth £400 though. You know, that's what they're going for now. Last time I looked, I think a Contra for Mega Drive complete were like £400. Yeah. Best of British. Welcome to the most exclusive club this side of Baywatch. As a Super Nintendo owner, you've just joined the elite ranks of the coolest game freaks in the entire universe. Super Mario World, absolute classic game. They all are, I think, most of the games are classics, aren't they? Super R-Type, we never played that. My brother would have loved that. F-Zero, another classic. Super Tennis classics. Super Formation Soccer. Yeah, them penalties look brilliant. Just love the graphics. Graphics are brilliant. Reviewed. Best of British. SNES Castlevania 4. I've got Castlevania Bloodline, so is that what it'll be? But for the SNES... There was a dark, dark room with a dark, dark door. Through the dark, dark door was a dark, dark stairway. And at the top of the dark, dark stairway was Shades, scared shitless, wondering how the hell he was hovering in midair. Outstanding presentation and excellent graphics, it will be. Is that a Konami again? No, 88%. Another one for the SNES, Lemmings. Never played it on SNES, only played it on Mega Drive. It was quite hard on Mega Drive as well. Music, I bet the music's brilliant on SNES version. 90%. I love Lemmings music. I bet the SNES version's brilliant. I'm going to have to fire that up after. I love Lemmings. I love it. I love it. I think I can get to like the 11th at 12th. The furthest I've ever got, I think it's like the 12th, the 11th or 12th stage. And that was with a controller. And that were a long time ago. But yeah, it's a good game, is Lemmings. Brilliant music. Yeah, 90%. Well done. Letters, sub-stories. So these are where your readers writing in. Football Action, Super League Special, Konami Hyper Soccer. Konami Hyper Soccer. I've never even heard of that. It looks good. Them penalties look really good. We used to hide each other's controller like that, you know, when we were doing penalties, because then you'd see which way they're pointing and then you'd know which way the ball were going. I were really good at it. I were really good at penalties. So next month on sale from 2nd of July 1992. So you've got some Special Reserve Games Club. Free £3 Special Reserve Replay voucher with every Game Boy or Game Boy game. A Game Boy $69.99. Tetris, batteries, stereo headphones, 2-player lead, free Special Reserve membership, free Game Boy holster and belt, free £3 Special Reserve Replay voucher. There's your Super Nintendo. What a machine. Absolutely gorgeous. But like I say, I'm a Sega fanboy. Sonic the Hedgehog. As soon as I saw Sonic the Hedgehog, I was sold. And I never knew anybody that had a Nintendo, to be honest. I mean, yeah, I think my friend had one, but I never really went round to his house. You know, the NES. And then my other friend who had the Super Nintendo, that's what we hammered. So we were lucky to have both. Well, he had the Super Nintendo and the Mega Drive, and I had the Master System and the Mega Drive. Eventually, and then I got the Mega CD, and then I think I got the PlayStation after that. I can't remember. I've had a good life, and I appreciate it. And I've got to thank my mum and dad for that. Thank you for that. Bless them. So these are your postcards for your questions. Right, let's go back to the very top. I enjoyed that. Like, I'm so surprised I've not got a Nintendo one up. Right, so this is the first one. So thanks for watching. I hope you're all alright. Subscribe. You lot take care. Bye, everyone.